Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I welcome you to another enlightening episode of this program, Islam is Beautiful, a program that enlightens you and lets you appreciate your deen as a Muslim and as an individual. My name is Salma Aditulawal. Thank you for joining us. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Today on the program, we are going to be taking a topic that is going to appeal to every parent out there. And what is this topic? Right parenting. Is there a fast and hard rule to parenting? What are these rules? And to do this chit-chatting with me today, I have my beautiful sisters here. Sister Sakina.
Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Sister Zulfa.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
And Sister Mistura.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. As Muslims, one of the essential duties is to be a good parent if you have attained that age. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. We have the Quran and the Sunnah to guide us. Now, my sisters, Sister Sakina, if we say parenting, what are we talking about?
Yes, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. A parent is a person that, by the grace of God, has the opportunity to have a child to nurture. We could have a biological parent, or you could also be a foster parent, or you could have a child as long as you have a child that you're guiding, you're a parent.
MashaAllah. Sister Mistura, what's your opinion? Is it different?
No, I don't. It's not different. As long as you have the opportunity to raise a child, the child lives under you. You have the opportunity to guide that child and tell that child what's right and what's wrong. Then you are a parent.
MashaAllah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who has made us parents, I don't think we can unparent. Inshallah, Allah will not make us become unparents.
Inshallah.
There's a word like that. Now, Sister Zulfa, you're a teacher. Is there anything like right parenting?
Yeah. According to the Holy Quran, as a Muslim, we have to give the good parenting to our children. And when we say good parenting, that is when we talk about the Quran and the Hadith. When we talk about the Quran, in Surah Al-Luqman, Quran 31 verse 14 to 20, that is when the Prophet Luqman is talking to his children there. He told them how they are going to do to their parents and what is expected of them as a children. As a child, rather, and what he wants them to be doing and what he doesn't want them to be doing.
And to add to what you said, in that verse of the Holy Quran, Ya bunayya, auzubillahi minash shaitanir rajim, bismillahir Ya bunayya, la tushrik billah, inna shirka la zulmun azim. The first injunction Prophet Luqman gave his child was, "O my children, la tushrik billah, do not associate a partner with Almighty Allah." So as a parent, you are a light to the life of the child. You are the one that guides the child to how he's going to live his life. And the best gift that a child could ever have in life is to have a parent, because it's to have a good parent and to be nurtured in a good way. Because if you are nurtured in a good way, you will be able to inherit good things of this life and the hereafter. So as parents, we should know that our sole responsibility is to guide these children to be able to achieve the goods of this world and that of the hereafter. And as the Holy Prophet Muhammad was reported to have said, Qala Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, kullukum ra'in wa kullukum mas'ulun an ra'iyati, that we are all shepherds, and especially we parents, we are shepherds that will give account of our folks. And so many instances of where the Holy Prophet says a child's paradise lies under the feet of his mother. So a mother has to make sure she guides the child to attain paradise. So the kind of upbringing you give a child is going to determine whether the outcome of the kind of child will have in this world and in the hereafter.
Parents have to be the best examples they can be to their children. You can't be doing A and expect your children to be doing B. Children learn very fast from examples. And if you look at it over time, what the parent does in their parenting has a very significant effect to what they become in the future. If you want your children to be praying, then pray. If you want them to always say the truth, never lie to them. Don't coerce them into believing that there are lies and there are truths. Always let them know that there's truth. The truth will always set them free. So we always have to be that positive example.
As Sister Mistura mentioned, don't coerce them. Children should not be forced to do things. It reminds me of some parents. I met a mother. She said, my child doesn't brush. I force her to brush. She doesn't eat. I force her to eat. She doesn't do this. I force her. These are ways. Children have a right. As a parent, we have to understand that there are ways we could pass messages across to children than forcing them, because psychologists over time have told us, they have made us understand that a child that is forced to do this, do that, can't have a mind of his own. Or, if at all, the child might end up becoming a rebellious child.
Now, from what you quoted in Surah Al-Luqman, you said that one of the first things a Muslim should teach his child or her child is to know that he has come to this world to worship Allah alone, and the Kalimat Shahada is important. And from some of the things you say, role modeling has come into it, like the mother should be a role model, the father should be a role model. Now, when a parent, some people are not ready to be parents yet, and they become parents suddenly. Maybe they don't understand some things yet. Maybe they don't even know the rudiments of being a parent. Is it possible in Islam, is it allowed for another person to parent a child, for the real parent, and help the person train that child to have the right values and all these good values that we're talking about? Because the aim here is to have good parenting. Does parenting, is it necessary that it has to be biological?
As long as you're someone that has values, and you realize the parent does not even know the difference, the person doesn't even understand the difference between right and wrong, the so-called parent. Don't mention young, whether young or even old. Even some older parents don't know what is right and what is wrong. But you have these values, and probably the child is your neighbor, or the child is somebody that you have access to. It's your right, because at the end of the day, these children mix up with your children, and those values, if you refuse to correct them, if you see the child doing something wrong, at the end of the day, when you're not at home, your child tends to learn from them, because children pick up from themselves. So don't say it is not because he or she is not my child. Okay. It's none of my business.
What I want to gather together is that the fact that parenting in this part of the world can be done by everybody.
It can be done by everybody, but there's a mistake we make around here. Okay. As in, you just believe that that person has money, she can look after my child. One, looking after somebody's child has to be interest.
Yes.
That person must not just have the financial capacity, must also have the physical, the emotional stability to be able to look after your child. You know, it's a common practice after here. That my family is rich, go and live there. Yes. You think it's just food and clothing the child needs? No. That child needs emotions, physical, whatever, spiritual guidance.
Yes.
If you put your child in that place and that child is just eating and growing fat and it's not getting that affection, the value, then you've practically lost it. And the child can be with you, get the right parenting. She might not be able to eat right. She might not be able to feed right, but get the real thing that she will need in future. So it's not just about just putting your child anywhere and believing that that's all the child needs. No.
Okay, in this regard, the question I ask is actually a young girl gets married. We know that she's still young, she may not be able to do this. You know, in this part of the world, we do something like, okay, go to grandma to stay with grandma.
That's in mind.
If I feel that my grandma will not, what if the person insists on taking care of the child, and you know that that person cannot do it?
Then there's no harm in saying no, because that child, there's no way that will affect that child in future. Okay. That child will be lacking in something. Like I said earlier, it's not just about food. It's not just about, okay, there's somebody to stay with her when I'm not around. It's what does that person do? Academically, we call something poverty. A child can be deprived in terms of care, but have access to food and all the other things she needs. Whether you like it or not, these things come to play when the child grows up, because the child will have the child will be deprived emotionally. The child could even have all the resources but grow up not to be able to use them.
Mashallah. When we are taking this kind of topic, sometimes I always say something, that there's a reason Allah created every single one of us. Now, in carrying out this good parenting thing that we're talking about, how can good parenting help to discover a child?
Yes, mashallah. First of all, as a parent, we should understand that children are totally different. Your first child is always different from your second child. And the second will be different from the third. And do not compare. It will be the greatest mistake to compare the child of your neighbor or to compare the child of your brother to your own children. So each of those children has a purpose in life, and they have different qualities about them. So it is up to you as a parent to be able to see that, okay, you might have a plan for your child, and that plan might not be a last plan for the child.
Definitely.
You might, okay, my first child must be a doctor, and Allah knows that that child does not, he's better as somebody in the social sciences than somebody in the sciences. So we should try as much as possible to understand each of those children. It is a responsibility so that we don't end up wrecking the lives of these children, and so that we don't end up regretting bringing these children to the world. As a parent, you have to discover your child.
Sometimes some children are troubled. They have emotional issues, but they don't have anybody to talk to. And this thing weighs them down. It affects everything.
And they grow like that.
Yeah.
Emotional issues reminds me of a sister narrated something that happened to her recently. That she was raped. She gained admission to the university at 16, and she was raped. She stopped going to school. She switched off her phone. She locked herself up in the room. She missed classes. At the end of the day, her classmates came. They knocked on the door. She didn't answer anybody. At the end of the day, her parents came. One of the friends had to call the parents that we have not seen her. The parents came. The first thing the mother did was to give her a very dirty slap. That, where have you been? And she was, when I see my mom, at least I'll be able to open up. The mom gave her a slap. And she was narrating 10 years after that she had never had the confidence of telling this to anybody. So as mothers particularly, we have to try to, when everybody rejects or everybody sees something negative about your child, try to get closer to that child and try to see a reason behind that. Not pampering a child, because a child should always understand that they should be disciplined. Discipline is different from punishing a child. Discipline is different from punishment.
And we have to be careful when listening to them.
Okay.
Not everything that they say that we believe.
That will believe.
Yes, we just have to grab it.
Okay.
We understand if we say yes, it's okay, then we don't act most of it.
Okay.
If it is one that is annoying, we have to calm down.
Sister
We don't
Zulfa,
need, if something it is annoying, please, I know what I'm saying. If what they say, if they report somebody to you, you have to calm down and look at what they are saying. Is it true that this thing, is it real? Not that we just act as they have said it. It may be true and it may not be true.
yes,
There's some things you're not exposing your children to. I feel that there's some things you're not exposing them. And when they go to learn it in those places, when they come, you sieve it and let them pick the one that they can pick.
Yeah.
I was talking to a group of secondary school students recently, and one of them told me that what she misses most being in an Islamic school is listening to hip-hop music and dancing. Obviously, because she has been deprived from listening and dancing, she thinks there's a big deal to it. So that kind of one, as a parent, it's going to affect you in future, because this girl, once she gets the freedom, she will want to see what's happening on the other side. This is 21st century. It is not like we are going to train them. My mother told me then that if a man should touch me like this, I will get pregnant. You can't tell a child in this century that, in fact, it is the child that will go to the person and say, please touch me. I need to know why my mother said nobody should touch me, because I want to know. So they tend to experiment. How can we as parents help these children to bring out the best out of them? A parent complained to me that her son that has been in an Islamic school from primary, now he's in GSS3, went to his cousins for the holiday, just 6 weeks holiday, and came back and told her that her role model, that his role model is now Olamide, the pop singer. And I'm wondering where they went wrong. If they have taught him for years, he has not been able to pick a role model from his teachers.
It goes down to the difference in parenting and the kind of school that your child has gone to.
Okay.
When there's
a disconnect.
When there's a disconnect, that will be problem. You can't imagine. I have some parents in my children's school. In school, they're wearing the full hijab, big one. We didn't enter the car. They take the thing off.
Okay.
So you
As
can't.
if it's a school
as
thing.
if it's a school thing. So you can't expect. I was reading something that you cannot expect the school to inculcate morals that you have not taught your children.
That's true.
You have to teach them first, and the school is just a cement.
Because the parent is the first school.
The parent is the first school.
And very, very importantly, we should try to let our children have some exposure, a constructive exposure, so that they don't have a social shock when they get out there. Because you can't limit them. You can't say you tailor your child, you program what he watches. You can't do all this. So, and try to inculcate the fear of Allah. Tell your child, of course, these children, they know what is right and what is wrong, and they have a conscience. So you should always preach the fear of Almighty Allah in their hearts, that I know I am not there and I will not be with you. You know what is right and you know what is wrong. So, and always know that the angels are writing. Do you want your right angels to write more or the left? Tell your child, bring them down to this level to be able to understand that whatever they do is recorded even when their parents are not there. So they should not be afraid of you, the parents. You should let them know that they should be afraid of Almighty Allah. At the end of the day, you realize when they're doing all this, your children say, I'm not interested because the angels are recording. I heard a child say recently at my children's school, it was a very big party. The child said, I don't want because I saw her playing alone, just catching her own fun. Why you know where others are? The angels are recording. And I was amazed that such a very young child telling me the angels are recording. And I had to make the mom that you're doing a very great job. For your child at 9-year-old child telling me the angels are recording, that means that child has already grown the fear of Almighty Allah in his heart. And I think that is
internalized this.
I think that's the most important.
One mistake parents make is you leave your child 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The child, you leave the child, then 14, you want to start telling the child what to do. The best time to get your children to understand this thing is when they're young.
From cradle.
That is when they learn the most. That is when what they learn stick fast. It stays there. That's why when you want to take your child for half, they say you should bring them when they're young. Or when the mother wants to teach the child, they say you should start when they're very young because they memorize very fast at that level. So you leave your child at that level. When the child is going into his teen, he's susceptible to peer pressure. That is why at that stage, what you should be looking at is the kind of friends and move with. But when you've not trained your child, and the child gets to the teenage level, he or she starts moving with bad friends, and you now want to start shouting. It's like it's too late.
We'll take a short break now and to take the read a book segment, and then we take our fact of the week, and then we return, inshallah. Bismillah. On our read a book segment today, we shall be recommending to you this beautiful 202-page book titled To My Sons and Daughters, 50 Candles to Light Your Path, written by Dr. Abdul Karim Bakar. This book puts a light on which cuts across a number of areas with one goal, bringing them all together. How to improve the well-being of our sons and daughters, how to head them towards treading the path of guidance to engender their excelling in their academic work and other facets of life. The author also stated in the book that even though the light that we enumerated in this book is general in description, because it is a matter of general and equal effect on male and female young ones, as some are youth related. These lights are targeted to uplift the personalities of our sons and daughters, to help them take the right path of righteousness and to excel in their study, work and all areas of life. Take this book today, read and add value to your life. Remember, readers are leaders.
Crazy things I used to do, and all the pain I put you through. Mama, now I'm here for you. For all the times I made you cry, the days I told you lies. Now it's time for you to rise. For all the things you sacrificed. Oh, if I could turn back time, rewind. If I could make it undone, I swear that I would make it up to you. Mama, grown up now, it's a brand new day. I'd like to put a smile on your face every day. Mama, grown up now, and it's not too late. I'd like to put a smile on your face every day. Now I finally understand your famous line about a day I'd face in time. 'Cause now I've got a child of mine, and even though I was so bad, I've learned so much from you. Now I'm trying to do it too. Love my kid the way you do. Oh, if I could turn back time, rewind. If I could make it undone, I swear that I would make it up to you. Oh, if I could turn back time, rewind. If I could make it undone, that I would make it up to you. Mama, grown up now, it's a brand new day. I'd like to put a smile on your face make it undone. I swear that I would make it up to you. Fortunate is he. Fortunate.
This program is sponsored in memory of Ajiya Fauziya Kende Lola Ali. May Allah grant her Al-Jannah Firdaus. Amen.
His thoughts of Allah and Judgment Day.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. So, Sister Sakina, tell us, what do you mean by social shock?
Yes, mashallah. Social shock holds. It's a situation where a child meets himself, he loses his social balance. Where a child or a person, it could even happen to an adult too, where you meet yourself in a different environment and you can't suit in well, you can't blend, or you realize what is happening there. You can't fit in. And that is why it's good to have a very matured mind. As we're training these children, we should try to let them, expose them to the limits of everything in a constructive manner.
May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for us. Now, in one word, let's round up now. Sister Misra, I want you to tell us how to raise a child in an environment that is multicultural, multi-religious, and yet the child has to survive as a Muslim child. Sister Zulfa, you will tell us how a parent, how the society can also assist in good parenting. And Sister Sakina, there's a young mother that is maybe pregnant now with her first child and is watching this program and is thinking, I don't understand what this people. Just give us a tip on how she can do it. Are there prayers she should start doing from now? Do we have special prayers to do to help us with these things? Because it's not about might alone.
Okay, for a child that is growing in a multicultural environment, he or she should understand that that's the norm. You can never live in isolation. Okay. You will live with people that have your views, that have views that are different from yours, things you don't believe in, things you believe in. Okay. But one thing you have to learn, let's learn from the Prophet, that love your neighbor. Let your neighbor be safe from your tongue, from your action. As long as your neighbor is not disturbing you, is not imposing his or her own beliefs on you, then if he teaches you anything that is good, you can learn from it. The only thing the Prophet asked us, and that we are not allowed to do in Islam, is to worship something else apart from Allah. As long as that neighbor or that environment is not asking you to do something that is different from what you believe in, then if it's to talk about, if somebody, whether it's a Christian or a Jew, is telling you, say the truth, then say the truth, because everybody knows that saying the truth sets you free. Say the truth. Learn the good things. Learn to see the good from the bad. Mashallah. Learn in that multicultural environment and be a good Muslim. Be a good example.
Mashallah, may Allah make it easy.
Yeah. I want everybody to know that to be a good parent, one has to do so many things together. Not only the mother, the father also has to contribute. So in such a situation, what is good for us as a parent is to teach our child from the cradle. Tell them what you want, what Allah wants, and what you don't want.
As a young mother and as a pregnant woman, we should always pray to Allah for us to have righteous children. Almighty Allah recommends in the Quran, Rabbi habli minas solihin, that Allah give me righteous children. MashaAllah. If you hand over everything to the hands of Allah, Allah will give you a child that would always have the fear of Almighty Allah.
MashaAllah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for us all. And may, don't always forget that you're not a Muslim until you want for your brother what you want for yourself. And so, good parenting is a responsibility of every Muslim. If you see a child that's doing something wrong, whether the child is yours or not, try and correct the child. Let us make it our duty. Let us make it our responsibility to make the society a better place. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for us. Do join us again for another enlightening episode of this program, Islam is Beautiful. From my sisters and I here, we say,
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Fortunate is he. Fortunate.
This program is sponsored in memory of Ajiya Fauziya Kende Lola Ali. May Allah grant her Al-Jannah Firdaus. Amen.
His thoughts of Allah and Judgment Day. The air is clean, the land is green. Thank you, Allah. Thank you, Allah. The path we walk, the lines we talk, the things things we